12 again. 7.3, external part 3. Bias, one of the 7 philosophers of Greece, however or moreover, of whose sapientia, his wisdom, diatonia, comparative, was more longer lasting amongst men, or between men, than of his patria, his homeland, Priene. See, could take that as since. Hake, what's this wisdom he's talking about? Since this even now still breathing. I don't know what that's referring to, but in Perindaic, just as of him is extinct and only now vestiges or traces are still are extant, still surviving. Thus, he used to say, that men ought to versare in usu amidica, in their practice of friendship, you might want to say. They should remember that this friendship, is able to be converted to the most serious type of hostility or becoming enemies. Okay, so I think Hake must have been the city. I've just Googled it. It says where it stood, and then it looks about lasted a few centuries as a deep water port in the 2nd century of CE, which would be AD. Anyway, so that's what I was talking about. The city's gone. Anyway, which indeed precept or instructions that friendship could be turned into enemies at first appearance seems perhaps a bit excessively cunning. Anyway, we'll use for now. It might seem in simplicity of this imidicum of hostility that can happen, which especially familiarity rejoices in, so it looks like familiarity is breeding contempt, maybe, or anyway. But if cognitio, so this thinking goes deeper, there's another spelling here which is altio and enemi. I'll just leave this one here at the moment. But perquam means very, so this may be discovered, reperated as very useful. If you demissive, it sinks down this cogitation deeper into your mind. So you can tell that this bit here is animus or something as well. Could be in another reading. The variant readings there are. External part 4. Vero Salus. But the safety of the city of Lampassae happened by the benefiction or the good deed of one act of Vaframenti. When I looked it up yesterday, I used the U, but if you use V, you can probably find it there. Another acting of good cunningness, or one small act of being creative. For when to the destruction, Eos of this, with utmost studium or zeal, Alexander, cum takes this subjunctive here, is bearing a great deal of desire for the destruction of this city. That's what the ES is, of this city here. And he had progressumed outside the wall and Anaximen. So Anaximen has progressed outside the wall, who was his preceptor or teacher, and it looks like Alexander, the nominative, has seen him, because it was manifest what in future would be, he would use his prayers, opponent placed against the anger of Alexander. He uravided, he swore that he would not facturum, he would not do what his teacher peticited, what he was seeking. Tunc Anaximenes, he inquired, he said. So then Anaximenes said, I seek, but that you destroy Lampsacus, Daruo. This velocitus or quick sagacity or wisdom, the Inclitum Oppidum, this famous town with its noble old age, its destruction to which it was destined, subtracts it. So this quick acting sagacity took away the destruction from this famous town with its old nobility, which was destined to be destroyed. external 5. Demosthenes also is a studier, he's a studentess, marvellously or miraculously, that's an adverb, to a certain old woman, and a coolo, little old woman, succursum. So it was a succor or help. His wisdom also helped a little old lady. Quae, who, with money, depositai, which in the name had been deposited by 2 guests, accaparated. She had received money from 2 guests with a condition that simul, at the same time, illam she would return it, or she would return the pecunium, pecunium's the illum, to both of them at the same time. Quorum, of which alter 1 interjecting in the time, interrupting the time, so it wasn't at the end, just as if by the mortu socio, his friend was dead, obsitus squalor, looks like he's deceived the woman of all the money, and he abstulated away, he took away all the money, saying that his friend was dead. Deinde, so then, super venet, super with venet can sometimes mean unexpectedly, so unexpectedly arrived the altar, the other, and he began to seek his deposit. The misera, the wretched woman, was stuck, and in maxima penuria, that's a great lacking, equally parita of money and of a defence. And so, concerning a noose and hanging herself, she was cogitating, she was thinking. Said opportunely, but opportunely Demosthenes, he had fools it, he was shining himself as a patron to her, who, ut in advocation, he venerated, he came as an advocate for her, and he said, the mulia, this woman, she's paratress, she's prepared to discharge the deposit with some loyally as she was supposed to, but Nissi, unless you are Duxerus, you lead here the Socium, your friend, this she's not able to facere, she's not able to do, since, as you vociferously have said, this is the conditional law that unless the pecunia should be numerated or counted, not to one without the other, altero sine altero. So she can't pay the money unless both of you are there. And obviously his other friend's already buggered off with the money. So another smart thing there. 7.3 external 6. And ne quidem, and not even, this is leastly wise. So if it's not leastly, then it's maximally a wise thing. A quidem, a certain person at Athens, in visus, so he's hated by the people universally. He had a case, apud, eum must be the people, with on a capital crime, and he was about to dictorious, about to plead his case. So he began to seek, subito suddenly, the maximum honour. So he must have went for a government position or something, or a magistrate. Not because he was hoping he'd be able to carry this out, he'd be able to get the job, but so that men would have a place where the anger could procur some, they could vent their anger, which as a custom is very fierce, so it could be poured out if underrated. Nequi eum, for neither was this so called a cunning planning ratio of planning, so neither was such a called method of counsel or taking a plan, neither did this deceive him. For, in the committees and the voting, with a hostile clamour, and it was frequent, the whole of the contian, the whole of the assembly, he was vexatus, he was vexated with a lot of hissing, sibyllising. So there was a lot of hostile crowds, and it was frequent, and people booed him. Even he got the nota or the stigma, he was restricted with it, and he was denied this honour. And of the same guy with the plebs, Paul I post a little afterwards, in a crisis of his life, he experienced a very clement type of voting. So they voted for him for public office and let it all out, and then I guess when public case come out, they were a bit more clement. Okay, so for a daily dictionary, it was Diruo from destroying the city earlier. And I've also looked up that city, so it's all out there. Anyway, quad, which but if, quad C, are still, he had cast his life to them when he was in this dangerous, when these people were still sitiento, thirsting for revenge of this capital crime. Hatred, what have we got? Blocked up ears would not have received no part of his defence. They're blocked up by hate. So if you want to put that in English, when they were still thirsting for vengeance on him, if he had cast himself to that danger, these blocked up ears by hate would have had no part of defending him. But because they'd all had a vote for him and let it out, now they're a bit more clementia. And that's it.